Nice job, Victor.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wiz Kids Forever. It's been a while. Before we get too deep into this video, you already know what I'm going to say. Be sure to comment, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe so you're not missing any of the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on your Washington Wizards. Now, let's cut the shit. Let's get to the chase, and let's get to the video. So I know I haven't recorded in a while. And I had planned for my return to podcasting about Wizards basketball to be a joyous occasion. I plan for it to be a joyous occasion and to give you a timestamp as I do all of my episodes. Today is Monday, May the 12th, 2025, and it's about 9:30 p.m. So if you know the event that just took place about 2 hours ago, you know that this is anything but the joyous occasion that I had planned for it to be, because Adam Silver and the NBA fucked the Washington Wizards over in the 2025 NBA Draft Lottery. Despite being tied with the Utah Jazz and the Charlotte Hornets as having the best odds to secure the number one pick and to finally capture that flag, something that we've been talking about since last year in this fan base. Matter of fact, something that we've been talking about for years at this point in this fan base, to not come to fruition today, and for us not to just not get the number one pick, but to get the worst pick that we can possibly secure with the 6th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, I'm ready to crash out. Because this video ain't going to be long at all, because I'm liable to break something before this recording ends if I record too long. But this is just what a Washington Wizards fan, being a Washington Wizards fan is. This is just the ebbs and flows of being a Washington Wizards fan. And I don't know why I'm surprised. And I don't even know why I'm disappointed. And I honestly don't know why I allow myself to get my hopes this high. Convincing myself, oh, it's perfect marketing. Flag, DC, or nation's capital, American flag. Yeah, Adam Silver and the NBA said, shitting me. Because they made Luka Doncic a blood sacrifice in that deal that the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Lakers made in February, with this being a likely outcome in May. The result of the 2025 NFL draft was NBA draft, The result of the 2025 NBA draft lottery was determined in February, when Nico Harrison decided to send Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in the wee hours of the morning, without consulting with any other NBA franchise. And at this point, I hate to be that guy, but the NBA is more scripted than the WWE at this point. The NBA is more scripted than the WWE. And this is coming from a guy that has thought that the NBA draft lottery has been rigged for a while. Shit, I think they rigged it for us the year that we got John Wall, because Abe Pollin died. It's as clear as day now. And when you get such the influence of, sports books and sports gambling, mix that with the ratings decrease and the ratings decline over the course of the 2024-2025 NBA regular season, and you get a perfect mixing pot, a perfect stew for the bullshit that we had to witness today as Washington Wizards fans. But why am I expecting anything different? Why am I upset? This is the life of a Washington Wizard fan. Do y'all realize we sat through an 18-64 season to pick 6 in the NBA draft? And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to let you behind the microscope just a little bit. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't allow myself to think that we were picking anything other than the first overall pick and drafting Cooper Flag. So I started to project what he was going to be doing for this franchise years in and years out. How he's going to mix with the young core of Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George. And then I started to wane a little bit within the last, 2 weeks, within the last coming weeks, because the realization started to kick in, like, bro, we are still Washington Wizards fans at the end of the day. We don't get nice things. We do not get nice things. So with that being said, over the course of the last coming weeks, I've started to look more into the other prospects in the top 5, like a VJ Edgecombe, like a Ace Bailey, like a Dylan Harper. Just so I can warm myself to that pick if it just so happened that we got the short end of the stick in tonight's NBA lottery. Well, guess what? We got the shortest ends of the sticks. Because guess what? I got to go do some fucking homework. Because me getting acclimated with the top 5 picks of the 2025 NBA draft clearly wasn't enough. Clearly wasn't enough. And yeah, I know Will Dawkins in his post-lottery press conference said that going into the draft, they knew that there was a 50% chance that we either picked 5th or 6th, so they were totally ready for that and totally prepared. Well, I'm telling you right now, as a Washington Wizards fan, I know you just got here a couple years ago, Will. I know we just got here a couple years ago, Michael Winger. Expect this shit. Expect this shit from years on out, as long as you affiliated with the red, blue, and white of the Washington Wizards. Expect this shit. Expect the worst when you're a Washington Wizards fan, because the worst will happen. The worst will happen. The worst will happen. Because I don't know if you guys have been tuning into the playoffs, but TNT put up a graphic the other day during the Boston Celtics New York Knicks game where it said the longest drought in between, or the last time that a team had made the NBA championship in their respective conference, or the conference championship in their respective conference, And sitting at the top of the list was the Washington Wizards. In a landslide, not making the conference championship in the last 45 years. 45 years. Bro, my mom was a toddler 45 years ago. That's the last time we had any marginal success as a Washington franchise, because we wasn't even the Wizards then. And even when we think we're doing it the right way, after years of dealing with middling rosters and dealing with straight mid, dealing with the likes of Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, and Spencer Dinwiddie, we finally got Will Dawkins. We finally got Michael Winger in to start tanking the right way. They convinced Ted Leonsis to start taking the right way. Stop scratching and clawing for the AC. Stop taking pride in mediocrity and to bottom out, so that we can put ourselves in positions like for tonight to have the best odds and select the number 1 overall in whatever draft may come. But one thing we didn't take into account: the Washington Wizards franchise factor. This is a scorned franchise. This is a snake-bitten franchise. I love John Wall just as much as the next man, but we got to be 100% honest with us. The brightest years of the John Wall moment was us having a Game 7 in the second round that we didn't even make it out of. But we got cooked by Kelly Olynyk. That's the life of a Washington Wizard fan. John Wall's game-winning buzzer beater in Game 6 of that series that I'm talking about just so happened to be the 8-year anniversary of that moment today. Well, 8 years after, our last number 1 pick gave us the last most exciting moment in Washington franchise history. The NBA goes and screws us over, so we ain't looking forward to any. I really expect us to not get a number 1 pick ever again in our existence as the Washington Wizards. It's at this point that I expect it. And even when you tank ethically, when you do it the right way, because guess what? I suffered through Wizards basketball, and to be as transparent as possible, that's why you haven't been getting as many consistent episodes of this podcast. Because sitting through 2 16-game losing streaks, it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. Like I said, I plan for this to be a joyous occasion. But tonight's viewing process of the 2025 NBA lottery wasn't for the weak either. Wasn't for the weak either. I damn near threw my phone. Because like I said, even when you tank ethically, Adam McMahon, fuck Adam Silver, he's Adam McMahon. He done ruined the All-Star game. Now he's ruining the lottery. Adam McMahon, the way that this NBA shit is so scripted. Having Luka be a blood sacrifice for these ratings, for the Dallas market, for the NBA ratings, just for them to get blown out in the first round. Lakers in 5. Fuck out of here. When are my Wizards finally going to get the good end of the stick? When are they going to become the darlings of the league? I suffered through it long enough with the Commanders. And the Commanders are bringing positive enough vibes where I really started to buy in. Maybe this is a whole DC influx, DC sports influx. Shitting me. Because we're still the Washington Wizards. We're still the Washington Wizards. I'm so flushed that I can't even talk. We're still the Washington Wizards at the end of the day. Because taking it away from the Washington Wizards and looking at it at a macroscopic point of view, today's draft lottery results shows everything that's wrong with this NBA draft lottery. The Mavericks end up with the number 1 overall pick. They was in the finals a year ago, bro. They was in the finals less than a year ago. The Spurs end up with the number 2 pick after getting a generational prospect 2 years ago. With all the talk all day has been about how Giannis is open to finally leaving Milwaukee. Or has been as open to it as he's ever been in his career. And all the talk has been talking about how everybody wants to pair him, Giannis, and Victor Wembanyama. Well, guess what? They got draft capital now with the number 2 overall pick to do it. Y'all not fooling nobody, bruh. Don't piss on me and tell me that it's raining. Don't piss on me and tell me that it's raining. You get the 76ers, whose stars are on the fucking men, game in and game out, luck themselves up into the number 3 overall pick. And guess what? Now we're going to draft Ace Bailey, Paul George's protege, to come learn under fucking Paul George as he sees his way out. Y'all not fooling anybody. The one prospect that everybody has been deeming the closest thing to Paul George since Paul George. Philadelphia ironically gets the pick to project to select him. Get the fuck out of my face, Adam Silver. I'm tired of this shit, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Because now, with us picking with number 6 overall, I got to convince myself that Derek Queen is going to be a foundational piece. And I'm not too sure of that. While I love Derek Queen as a player, shout out to the Terps, go Terps, and I love what he can do offensively. If we ever start to win games with Derek Queen and Alex Sars in front court, we're going to be winning those games 147 to 148. Derek Queen is not the transformational franchise player that I was hoping to get a chance to draft when I woke up this morning. And before I end this video, just to put you guys out your misery. Ben Golliver, right over at Washington Post, said the Dallas Mavericks won the 2025 NBA Draft Lottery with the ping pong ball combination of 10, 14, 11, and 7. The Blazers would have won if the last ball had been 6. And the Washington Wizards would have won if the last ball had been 1. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound all too familiar? One ball away from Zion Williamson. One ball away from Victor Wembanyama. And now one ball away from Cooper Flag. If that doesn't sum up my life as a Washington Wizard fan, I don't know what will. We ended the season on a high, buzzer beater. The youngest started to show out. And I was excited at the chance to get another potential franchise youngin and the best out of them all in Cooper Flag. But now I got to talk myself into Derek Queen or Igor Deming. It's going to be a long summer. It's going to be a long summer, but guess what? I'm back. I'm back. Joyous occasion or not, getting screwed by the NBA or not, I'm determined. I'm determined to push out this Washington Wizards content because somebody got to love us. The NBA clearly don't love us, so somebody got to show us some love, and that's what I'm here for. So, as always, if you're not following us on social media, I don't know what you're doing. Our Instagram and our X page is at WizKidsForever, WizKidsForever. That's Instagram and X. If you're listening to us on audio-only platforms such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating. Please leave a review. That's how we finesse these algorithms so that when you're searching anything Washington Wizards, Wiz Kids Forever is that #1 content hub that pops up in your search bar. Cause the content's back. Because now we got to scour through the internet. We got to scour through the film to see who's worthy of the #6 pick. Because I'm ready turning my fan card if I'm being 100% honest. And it ain't got nothing to do with the Washington Wizards doing. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But it got even more to do with Adam Silver's doing. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side before I crash out, throw this microphone. Peace.